Hello everyone, you're watching Saving Sarah, and there's only one word that can describe what's coming up next. Parkour! We have the any percent run of Mirror's Edge here with BlackbeltGingaNinja.
Hello, everyone. My name is BlackbeltGingaNinja. That's a long name. You can call me BBGN, or you know what? You can even call me Nick if you want. This is going to be Mirror's Edge. I've been running this game on and off for 11 years or something like that. So I've been around the block a few times on Mirror's Edge, and I'm super excited to share it with you. My strategy this run is going to be to go for all of the strats, meaning that some of these strats are not what you would consider safe. So I'm going to die a few times, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what we want. We want to raise a lot of money and have a lot of fun here. So I'm going to get out of this little cutscene movie and kick off this run in just a moment. We're going to quick little shout out. This is the first marathon run, at least that I've done, that's using the new soft timer. We got a new timer recently, natively modded into the game. I don't know if those two words are compatible, but what you're going to see is it's not a live split timer. It's actually built into the game. It's cutting out loads automatically. Had to quickly shout it out. You'll see it in the top right corner. Super cool time to be a Mirror's Edge speedrunner and to have a timer that works perfectly well integrated into the game. With all that being said, happy to kick off here. We're going to be playing on easy. This is an any percent speedrun. All glitches and things will be viable, and you'll see lots of them in just a moment. Timing starts in 3, 2, 1, go! All right. First thing we're going to do, skip the training. I don't need it. I've played this game for 2,000 hours. Okay. So in Mirror's Edge, he plays a character named Faith, delivering bags in a high-tech, over-surveillance society. The good thing about this game is that, along with being a parkour game where you get to run and jump around, you get to run and jump around with lots of glitches. One of the main glitches, the heart and soul of speedrunning this game, is the kick glitch. You'll see it coming up right here. There's one and then two kick glitches. There's a long YouTube video uploaded by a wonderful Titanfall speedrunner named Zweek that explains the kick glitch. If you are into some capital C content, the long and short of it is that at the end of the kick animation, the game, for some reason, sets you to grounded for 1 frame. Using that 1 frame window, I have a little scroll wheel that lets me hit that 1 frame window consistently with a jump. So I'm able to jump off the end of a kick. It's essentially a cool little double jump. Anytime there's a wall that I can kick glitch off of, to get a little more height or distance, I will do so. The other thing I'll use to get height, also involving walls, are things we call wall boosts. And it's just a fancy way of saying I'm jumping on and off the wall quickly, once again using that scroll wheel with scroll bound to jump. So by quickly flicking my scroll wheel near walls, I'm going to yeet on and off the wall and essentially double my speed. What you just saw there was the prologue. It's the first chapter of 10 chapters in this game. This game is just a linear level-based game. Chapters are usually 2 to 5 minutes each. That chapter went okay. Did some safe strats. Got a little bit of level lag in the middle, but it's going to be more of the same. I'm going to hopefully be explaining more of the... Now that you sort of know the fundamentals, wall boosts and kick glitches, I'll try to actually explain some of the routes themselves through the levels and how they might vary from your own vanilla normal playthrough of the game. Nice little kick glitch over the gap here. There is one more glitch coming up that's pretty essential to the run, kind of the bread and butter speed tech, and we call it the use glitch. Normally, when you press an elevator button, or try to interact with any object in this game, you have to stop and, like, do the animation. But if you do anything else, like punching, for example, you can override the use animation with the punch animation, and I can activate things like this elevator while punching without having to stop and do the animation. It's a long way of saying that every time I see an elevator, I'm going to skip the animation, and it's going to save about a second every time. And that just kind of stacks up over the run. These are some guards. I'm doing something called look-away strats. If you don't look at the guards, they can't see you. They're like babies. It's a silly little quirk of this game that not looking at guards makes them less accurate, so it allows me to get past them and skip a good bit of the level. Speaking of skipping a good bit of the level, this is the first out-of-bounds skip. I'm going to yeet myself in and out of the level here, and then yeet myself back onto this wall. I'm going to do a kick glitch followed by a wall boost, and land on an invisible slide. Once you're on this invisible slide, you can skip a good chunk of the level. It skips you all the way to the next checkpoint, essentially. Saves about 15 seconds there using that out-of-bounds skip, which is super duper cool. And this section of the game is very like bread and butter Mirror's Edge. just a straight hallway where you're being chased by some cops. We're doing all we can to make it a little bit faster using the kick glitches and the wall boosts. There's a nice little kick glitch chain I'm going to go for here. That's what we call it when you sort of put multiple kick glitches together. It's a little tricky, though, so I kind of did just fall to my death, but it's okay. The checkpoint is right next to where I died. Another cool little piece of speed tech you're going to see here, called a sliding wall boost right here. So what you can do is you can actually side jump out of wall climbs in this game. So I think I said sliding wall boost, I meant sliding wall climb. You do a wall climb with some horizontal momentum, you side jump out of it, and it's kind of like the kick glitch. It lets you gain height and distance near a wall, but wall climbs give you a little more height, hence the word climb in them. You might have noticed I clipped outside this elevator. The glitches are just rapid fire here. 1 second. I'm using the voice lines as cues for when to pause. Certain elevators can be clipped by jumping into their corner at precise moments and then doing that use glitch I mentioned earlier. I've done so to get out of bounds here. There's luckily an invisible wall over here. There's actually a bunch of invisible walls and death barriers all around here. I'm going to try to snake my way around them. And then wall boost. Yep, that is perfect. That's probably one of my least favorite skips because I did just get it. Super hype. This loses about a minute and saves about 15 seconds. So it's pretty risky, but I'm extremely happy to have gotten it. We call that pedestrian skip. It saves this whole checkpoint that is called pedestrians. I'm going to run and jump into the checkpoint from behind. You'll notice that none of the level was loaded in there. But once I quit and reload the game, since I hit that checkpoint trigger, it's like, oh, you're at this checkpoint. I'll just load you in, and I'll load all the stuff in, too. One of the great blessings of speedrunning Mirror's Edge is that all of the checkpoints are loaded in the moment you load the level, even if the level geometry isn't. We're going to abuse that so many times throughout this run by hitting a checkpoint much earlier than we should from out of bounds, reloading the game, and then getting that checkpoint done real quick. Rapid fire, another chapter down. That was the end of chapter 1. We are on to chapter 2 now. Chapter 2 is home to another scary skip. Chapter 2 has a skip called Taco Noli. The etymology of its name is a little hard to follow. There was a skip called Canals, which we humorously called the cannoli skip, because cannoli sounds like canals, and then a guy named Taco found a way to skip that, so now we call it Taco Noli. It's a little hard to explain exactly how it works, but of course, as usual, it involves getting out of bounds. Then I have to do a double wall boost on the same wall. It's incredibly precise. Then a straight kick glitch on this wall. The observant among you might notice that kick glitch was not straight. It actually came out of the wall at a very strong angle, not what you want, and not recoverable. So we're going to just restart the checkpoint and go for it one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to the standard, boring any percent route from like 3 years ago, but we're going to give this one more shot. If I do get a straight kick glitch there, big if, but if I do get a straight kick glitch there, I'll yeet myself into the void and hit a checkpoint much earlier than I should. Do that little quit and reload thing and save myself some time. I'll focus up a little bit, go for it one more time, and we'll see how it goes. Straight. Perfect. Don't quote that. And then one more kick glitch. And we hit the checkpoint. Beautiful. Would have wasted about 2 minutes if we didn't get that. So it's a pretty high stakes, not marathon friendly strat. But like I said, I'm pulling out all the stops for y'all today. You're going to see all the good stuff. You are now in the storm drain section of the game. This is sort of the modeled after some of the Tokyo storm drains you might have seen on Instagram, or maybe I'm the only one that's seen that because I'm a Mirror's Edge nerd. But these storm drains are a super cool section of the game. It's a very big vertical climbing section that usually takes quite a while. Oh no, I died. I'm just kidding. I did that on purpose. The cool thing about dying there is it sets up a glitch I'm about to do called the fling. It's called the fling because you do that. So there's a really weird coding quirk in this game with flings, and it has to do with how the wall run is calculated. You'll notice that I just got flung way higher on that wall run than I should have. So the way flings work is that anytime you wall run in this game, any single time, the game calculates how high your wall run's going to go by saying, okay, what's the y coordinate of where he last jumped? Okay, what's the y coordinate of where we expect him to land? Okay, let's subtract the difference. That's his wall run height, right? I'm not a programmer. It works something like that. The cool thing is that when you die, the game doesn't really know when your last jump was. So it just kind of sets your y coordinate to 0. And it's like, okay, well, y equals 0 now. And he'll have to jump before he starts another wall run, so there's no way this will be abusable to gain infinite height. The good thing is that it's abusable to gain infinite height. So if I die and then interrupt the wall run animation without jumping, I can fling myself much higher than I should by throwing off that wall run calculation. And I just spent so much time explaining it because I'm going to die again and do another fling. And this one, just for y'all, I'm going to use some slow motion on it. It makes it a little more consistent, and it looks as cool as hell. It does lose 5 seconds, but totally worth it. Here's the fling. And that lets me skip way up here without having to go through a very slow scripted climbing set piece. Voila, another 10 seconds saved. And another elevator we can clip through here to get out of bounds. We're coming to the tail end of chapter 2. We've got like 2 checkpoints left. I'm gonna try to run back in bounds. Yep, while the level's loading. Perfect. And then I'm gonna, this is Jackknife. I'm gonna get inside him. He doesn't mind. And then once the level stops loading, I can move again. And I'm gonna start the checkpoint. Normally Jackknife is chasing you here. This is like a chasing set piece. But he's not chasing me, and it doesn't even matter that he's chasing me, because I'm gonna try a little skip here. That does not work, because my game is lagging too much. That is A-okay. What you'll hear, though, if you, the really, audio listeners here, the people who really listen in, you might notice that there's sounds of a man chasing me, but he's not visually on the screen. Because we clipped through that elevator, he does not ever actually start chasing you, which is pretty embarrassing for him. Okay, a little bit of a flub there, but we can recover from that. Jump over this fence.
Want to jump in real fast? We have opened an exciting new milestone that I might have alluded to earlier. We are opening for a bonus game, and that is going to be Lies of P, run by Colonel Fats, for right after Mirror's Edge. So we are coming up so quickly to wrap up this run. We're maybe like, what, a quarter through this already, BBGN?
That's about right.
So we need to make sure that we hit that incentive by the end of this run. And a way you can help with that is we do still have that custom level showcase for this very game of Mirror's Edge. So if you can help us get the $100 that we need for Lies of P, you will guaranteed have also put us past the milestone to get that bonus level for Mirror's Edge. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Please make sure, get your donations in ASAP. Exclamation point donate in chat. Help out Sarah.
Thank you so much, guys. If you don't get Lies of P, and I'm going to be so sad. That game is sick. Okay, so...
Oh, yeah, we super need that.
Yes, please. Please. And thanks for cutting in. I do love to yap about my favorite game, Mirror's Edge. My second favorite game. I like Kingdom Hearts more. That's the tea. Where we are now is we are in Chapter 3. This is starting to sound like a broken record. Chapter 3 begins with a really big, risky skip. This skip, less creatively named than Taco Noli, is called 3A to 3C. It skips from checkpoint 3A, past 3B, straight to checkpoint 3C. First, you have to get out of bounds.
Ah.
I know, it's crazy. I've just got out of bounds. Then I have to yeet myself at this wall. Do a wall boost. A really precise kick glitch, and then one more little precise wall boost, way into the void here. If you do it perfectly, which, spoiler, I haven't, you grab a checkpoint in midair. But it requires absolutely perfect speed and height, which I did not accomplish. This is the kind of thing where going for it twice is a little bit foolhardy. But, you know, maybe I'm a little bit crazy. I'm feeling a little bit dangerous today. So I'm going to go for it one more time. You get to see this wonderful climb again. I didn't really get to comment on it before, but this climb is really cool in the way it abuses corners to gain much more height than you're supposed to by chaining together various wall runs and sidesteps. The other tricky thing about that corner is that it's very high up. So all those tricky wall climbs and sidesteps can very easily lead to your death. We're gonna give it one more try, and then perhaps that dangerous feeling I was describing might just suddenly fade away, and I might just go the default route. So let's climb back up this way. All right. So back to the corner here, where I can get some height. And then... Perfect. And then one more jump over here. Okay. Really, really good wall boost. There we go. Much better wall boost this time. Speed's a lot better this one. So we should be okay. Eat myself into the void. There's that checkpoint indicator. That's what you love to see. And this is going to sound crazy. That's still only maybe like 15 seconds faster than going the other route and not dying at all. That skip saves so much time that it's just like worth throwing yourself at least once or twice. So now here we are, checkpoint 3C. If you are a checkpoint 3B fan, I have to apologize. I've done you a disservice. This checkpoint is also pretty cool in the sense that we do just skip a lot of it with wall boosts. This checkpoint also has a combat set piece here. They expect you to fight these guards. Luckily, I've skipped the trigger that loads the guards in. So you can see this helicopter is dead empty. So I can just run right past here. I probably wouldn't have fought them anyway, but it makes this section go from being slightly dangerous to not dangerous at all. Okay, and that is checkpoint, if I can just get the use glitch here, that is checkpoint 3C. On to the last checkpoint of Chapter 3. The last checkpoint of Chapter 3 used to be rather infamous. It's still famous. It's still got a little bit of edge, but it's not the crazy run killer it used to be. This checkpoint is home to a skip called Crane's Kick Glitch. I mentioned the kick glitches are pretty consistent because I have jump bound to scroll wheel. Not so for Crane's Kick Glitch. Crane's Kick Glitch is an extra special kick glitch that is normally frame perfect. You can, however, bypass the thing that makes it frame perfect by using reaction time. You've actually seen me use reaction time a few times. It's the slow motion mechanic that's built into the game for beginners. You can use it here to make what is a frame perfect trick less frame perfect. It's still really hard. As you can see, I just barely didn't grab that ledge. You need absolutely perfect speed from the speedy kick glitch to get it. Speedy kick glitches are a special kind of kick glitch that you can do on the edge of like little ledges like this. What makes them especially tricky is that they're just incredibly precise, and that is the perfect height you need to grab that wall.
Nice.
Thank you. So, like I said,
and if you want to send some hype to BBGN, you can always donate.
If you don't donate, I'll be sad. And Liza P won't have it. So
it's very important. We need a happy Black Belt Ninja. We need Mirror's Edge custom levels, and we need Lies of P, the bonus game. And you can contribute to all three of those things at the same time if you donate.
Yes, please do. And I'll do some entertainment in the meantime while you put your donation in. So this is Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is also home to a very big skip right at the beginning. This is a chapter where you go down. And the good thing about Mirror's Edge, what you've learned, is that checkpoints are pretty abusable. So by going out of bounds and falling into a checkpoint here, I have to tab buffer a few times to make sure the floor loads in. But with the floor loaded in, I can die, come back in the void, and it seems like, oh, you didn't really accomplish much, but luckily the level did load in ahead of me. So that has actually no other consequences. You just fall into that specific section, and then voila, you skipped about 4 minutes of content. It is an absolutely massive skip that makes Chapter 4 one of the shortest chapters in the game. I'm going to try a little bit of swag here. Nice little sliding wall climb. Oh, into a fast vault there. Perfect. Now, there's a skip here. You saw me, or maybe you didn't see me. I just skipped one of the trains. This is the second train. If I manage to skip both of the trains, I will have accomplished a skip that we call 2 trains after the rapper.
I wonder why.
It's because we came up with the name in 2014 when that was a little bit funnier and 2 Chainz was more relevant. Not that he's not relevant. I don't know what he's been up to. He might still be relevant. I don't know about him anymore. I don't know what he's up to. If anyone knows 2 Chainz and will let me know what he's up to, that'd be great. Any friends or family in the chat of 2 Chainz?
Yeah, please report in. Very important report in from chat, though. We have so I'm actually really impressed to see that we're having such star power contributing to this marathon. We have $15 from George Michael. which there may or may not be supposed to be an S at the end of that. Either way, he says, I've been singing for many years about how you gotta have faith, but did you know we also gotta have lies of P?
I didn't know that, but thank you, George Michael, famous singer-songwriter. Is he alive?
Great question. I think so. I'll find
Okay.
out. Or actually, if someone can tell me in chat or in donations, is George Michael alive? I'm not going to do that work. I need help with that.
This is an auto-scroller, by the way, so you can keep... If you want to keep talking, you can. I got nothing to do.
Oh, fantastic. I will say, I will do anything while hosting. If folks need me to sing something, I will absolutely do that.
Yeah, we're JCing on top of this train. This is just a cool little, again, I've used the word set piece a few times. I mean, the game is, it's made by DICE, developers of Battlefield. They are, of course, good at the cinematic shooter genre. They know how to make a good set piece. And that is a great set piece.
Oh my gosh, chat just showed up all at the very same time. Huge movement from chat. We got $25 from Lana Llama 20. Sorry, one more time. Lana Llama 20. Saying, hi all, first time donating, long time friend. It's been great modding with you, Doodle, and I look forward to modding with you in many future events. You're a very kind person, and thank you for helping the meme Plore take off in GDQ's Discord. That's also going towards the Chrono Cross bid war for the nickname Plore, which I believe means it's tying Geppetto at the moment. On top of that, we have $50 from Sinspitter X. That is going towards the Lies of P bonus game. They say, doing my part of helping to unlock the custom map showcase, getting Lies of P as a bonus game added, and overall helping out a very important cause, less than 3. Thank you so much, everyone, for your donations. Those all together have put us at the $800 that we need to get the bonus showcase of that custom map in Mirror's Edge.
Thank you guys so much. That's going to be so fun. I'm very excited. And spoiler alert, it's actually more than one custom map, so you guys are getting a great value for your money here.
I'm so excited for this. Mirror's Edge is one of my favorite games, and I have never seen a single custom map, so this is going to blow my mind.
Yeah, people are making some cool stuff. I mean, I think sometimes you've got modding communities where it's like, oh, there's 1 or 2 cool custom maps. It's kind of hard to use the editor. Not the case for Mirror's Edge. There's some really cool stuff I'm excited to show you. Okay. What's happened since we last checked in on commentary? Well, I started chapter 5. I did some kick glitches. I yeeted myself across some voids. We are now in chapter 5. We have not talked a lot about the story in this game. I think that's okay. It's a game where the story is sort of tacked on to a bunch of cool levels. Little fun fact about this game, for those who like fun facts. The game was written by Rihanna Pratchett. You might recognize the last name Pratchett. She's the daughter of Terry Pratchett.
Oh, wow.
And also just a very accomplished writer on her own. She has some cool D&D and other, like, comics / short story / novel things. Anyway, she wrote this wonderful story for this game, which legend says about 90% of it got cut before the final release. So I'm super curious about, like, the lore document that exists, all the stuff that was put on the cutting room floor. Some of it was eventually put into a comic, which you can still buy. I do have it on my shelf somewhere behind me, like a prequel comic. But this is a long-winded way of saying the story in this game is kind of minimal. What you should know, I suppose, at this point in the story is that you are a underground courier. You deliver messages for anyone who will hire. Your sister's a cop who, in fact, was framed for murder of a sort of anti-surveillance possible elected official, but he's been assassinated, so the regime shall live on. So now what we're doing in chapter 5 is we're chasing down one of the leads to see if we can find someone who might know something about my sister's murder. We think they're going to be in this mall, most of which, by the way, from a speedrunning perspective, we're going to skip. We're going to skip it using a trick called the beamer. There's a frame-perfect trick where if you click the Q button right as you climb over a ledge like this, you'll get yeeted backwards at about 100 kilometers per hour, which allows you to skip about 2 minutes worth of the mall here. Now that I've skipped up here using the beamer, I can just get sort of back on track here by climbing over yonder. And now we're basically back on the level route, but having saved quite a lot of time here. Beamer's tricky. We sort of have a meme in the community counting how many times it takes a runner to get a beamer in their run. That was a second try beamer, so all the fanboys at home are going to be proud of me. That is not bad. It's not uncommon to get into double digits on beamers, so I'm going to take second try. It's not what you want on like a world record pace, but for little old me, it's going to do just fine.
I also hear that when you get it, you say, "Okay, Beamer."
Whatever you say, Beamer. We're coming to the end of Chapter 5 here. Gonna try to yeet myself into this vent to save a little bit of time. Yeah, that went pretty well. You know, crawling through vents the normal way is pretty slow. You'll also notice a little tiny little speed tech. I jump upstairs. It's faster to jump upstairs than it is to run upstairs. Don't try it in real life. But it is a great little piece of time-saving Mirror's Edge. Chapter 6, say it with me, starts off with a big out-of-bounds skip. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get out of bounds using some, I don't know what you call them, street lights, I guess, street lamps, that are just at the right height to stop me from dying from the ball. So I'm going to yeet myself over this railing, jump on the street lamp, and jump off of it. Now I'm out of bounds. You'll notice very quickly, yep, he's definitely out of bounds now. And then luckily there's a checkpoint in midair here. I'm going to grab that checkpoint with the kick, and then the level's going to load in around me, which is, I love this skip. It's so, I mean, it just is so unexpected. I'm going to use the use glitch through a wall here. That's one of the advantages of the use glitch. Activate a button through the wall that normally you'd have to go around to activate. And that lets us get through Chapter 6 very quickly. Another cool little thing you can do in this game is use the drop kick animation to land further from falls that would normally kill you. I fit in a little drop kick there to survive that fall to the climbing pole. And then eat myself down this hallway with a bunch of wall boosts. Another little cool thing, if you use glitch something faster, it actually makes the animation itself happen faster. I have a free scroll mouse that I can use to scroll uber fast. If I free scroll that button instead of just doing a regular plain scroll to do the use glitch, it actually makes the elevator go up about 4 seconds faster. You can almost quadruple its speed, which is insane. So it doesn't work on every elevator. There are only certain objects that are like free scrollable, if that makes sense. But that elevator is one of them. And it makes having either a free scroll mouse or a community approved macro very useful. If you don't want to shell out for a mouse, you can't just use the macro. We're cool like that in the Mirror's Edge community. We're not going to make you buy a mouse just to play at a competitive level. I had to quit and reload. If you use glitch too hard on certain elevators, it can actually soft lock you. I guess soft lock's not the right word. I can quit and reload to remove the effect, but fun little quirk about use glitching. It's got its positives and it's got its negatives. Gonna have to kick that glass out to get through this next part. Another cool thing, there's a springboard animation in the game that you can actually trigger when you're not supposed to. That little springboard right there saves about 2 seconds. And we are coming up to the end of Chapter 6 here. I'm gonna jump to the zip line and then fall onto this train. And that's the end of Chapter 6. For those who are counting, there's only 3 chapters left, Chapters 7, 8, and 9. Chapter 7, this is gonna blow your mind. There's a huge out-of-bounds skip right at the beginning.
No!
No, for real. And it's actually pretty easy to do, but I'm going to make it unnecessarily hard. I'm going to go for another kicklet chain here. Let me see if I get it real quick. I'll go for this like once or twice. Oh, yeet. Okay, I'm flying. 1 second. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so
Beautiful.
All those kick glitches together are pretty darn hard to do. But what it means is that this is a level where you go inside of a boat. That's the boat. Luckily, for me, the level starts and ends outside of the boat. So instead of playing the entire level, which is inside the boat, I'm going to just run to the final checkpoint of the level, quit and reload, and here we are. We're at the final boss of this level. This level is called the boat, by the way. So I'm so sorry if, again, you are a boat enthusiast, because we are not going to even touch the boat. Well, that's Chapter 7. Only 2 left now, Chapter 8 and 9. Chapter 8 is we're going to talk a little bit more about these 2 chapters, but Chapter 8 is probably the platforming final boss of this game. I'd say this game consists of two sort of core gameplay, maybe three core gameplay pillars. Fast-paced movement is probably one of the pillars. Puzzle solving is probably another. And then combat is probably the third. And this chapter is kind of the final boss of those first two pillars. So in terms of puzzle solving, and sorry, had to concentrate there. In terms of puzzle solving and fast-paced movement, you're really going to be pushed to your limit here. Part of the reason why you're pushed to your limit is because introduced in Chapter 6 are these new kinds of guards, which I don't remember what they're called, but we just call them parkour guards. Basically, in an effort, part of the thing, this whole grand conspiracy, why your sister's been framed for murder, is because the government has been secretly training cops to do parkour so they can chase runners like you down. So now there are parkour cops that are following me around. In a normal playthrough, they are a huge pain in the butt, but they cannot kick glitch. So I'm just going to kick glitch away from them and skip most of their hassle. They are behind me. I don't even know if you saw them, to be honest. And then I can jump out of bounds here. I'm out of bounds now. I'm going to yeet myself to the next checkpoint. It's way over down here at the bottom of this elevator shaft. Uh-oh.
And while we flee the authorities, I do want to remind folks that we are coming up on when we need to have that Lies of P incentive met. We only need $35 to unlock an entire bonus game and help out Sarah at the same time. So please make sure to get your donations in! !Donate in chat.
You absolutely could not have timed that better. I did yeet myself down the elevator shaft and then missed the checkpoint by probably about a few centimeters.
Oh, no.
That's one of the most brutal time losses probably you've seen so far today. Other than some of the failed skips I did earlier. You know what, though? We just take it on the chin. We keep running. That's the beautiful thing about speedrunning. And now we are back where we were supposed to get from that checkpoint. We are in what is definitely the puzzle-solving sort of zen final boss of the game. This atrium section. For a lot of people, and if you ask like half of the Mirror's Edge community, they'll tell you this is their favorite section of the whole game. And it is, even as a speedrunner, it's still very zen to just sort of blaze through. It's got this perfect primary yellow coloring. It's got these cute little jumping skips. And then just like any good Mirror's Edge section, it ends with a out-of-bounds skip. I'm out of bounds now. Doesn't look like it just yet, but you're going to notice it pretty strongly in a second. There's a long section of the level where you have to crawl through a vent here, but by carefully lining myself up here, looking here, and then jumping here, I can hit the checkpoint at the end of the vent, quit and reload, skip the whole section. No boring crawling for us. Now, I'm going to take an intentional death. This intentional death, right here, sets up a skip that we like to call truck bang. If anyone's ever played Call of Duty, you'll know that you can do something called a wall bang by shooting someone through a wall. You can do the same thing with the truck here. There's a truck that's supposed to come in. You can shoot its trigger through the wall. Bada bing, bada boom. You skip having to wait for that truck to appear on its own and save about... the way I did it probably only saves 2 or 3 seconds. But you could save up to 5 if you were a little less safety-minded. We're going to use the roll animation here, much like the kick glitch animation, to reset our fall height and survive the fall that we normally shouldn't. I'm going to yeet myself into the end trigger and move to the final chapter of the game, a much more combat-focused chapter, much of which we're going to try to skip, Chapter 9, The Shard. From a story perspective, we are pretty keenly aware, almost, of the grand conspiracy that our sister has got locked up in. We know that she's been taken to this high-security building in the middle of the city. The tallest building in the city, by the way. Very climactic. Then we're going to try to break her out. I'm going to do so first by free-scrolling that vent. That activates a loud explosion sound. Free-scrolling that is one of those animations that makes the fire come out a little bit quicker. That also disconnects the sound effect from the actual fire itself, which is a fun little quirk of it. Now we're going to come into a big room full of lots of guards that are going to try to shoot me. I'm going to run by all of them and try to do a little skip called the Super Extended Beverage Skip. That name also has a fun etymology. There used to be a beverage skip, then there was an extended beverage skip, and then we found a better way to do that. Hence the super extended beverage skip. It skips an elevator that has a long spiel about beverages that you can buy at the gift shop. This elevator here. You can actually skip the elevator by first flipping outside of it by jumping into the corner. Lining yourself up kind of precisely here. And then with a little bit of tab buffering, we can force the level to load in exactly the way we need it to. Perfect. And then grab a checkpoint. Skipping about 3 minutes worth of stuff there. We're coming up to the end here. I'm going to do one little out-of-bounds skip here. Jump onto a little seam in the wall. This wall is actually so thin that I cannot run on it. But luckily, I can run on it for about a few frames. So if I just spam the jump button, I'm able to stay on it for much longer than I should be able to. So I'm just going to sort of hop my way along the wall. Skip this whole section where snipers try to shoot you. And then get to the final ascent. There's a beautiful little elevator here with a beautiful final vista that the game sends you off with. I'm going to try to clip out the elevator for swag purposes. Perfect. Now we can enjoy this view. We're coming up to the end of the run here. We've got about 30 seconds here if you want to plug one more time for Lies of P before we get to the end gauntlet.
Yes, I would like to plug one more time for Lies of P. We have just the endless level and the custom map showcase, which we did unlock. So please make sure, get your donations in. We only need $35 for Lies of P. Anyone can make that happen. So please, let it be you. And when you donate, make sure to select the Lies of P milestone, or your donation might not actually progress it.
Thank you, thank you. Okay,
of course.
Here we are. The final level. There's 5 guards, all with machine guns, and we are going to skip all of them. If we jump just right in the corner here, we can clip to the ceiling and skip all the guards. Okay, great. So that's the final battle of the game. It's a real roadblock for first-time players. It's not very clear what you're supposed to do here. The game is kind of poorly designed. It's fine. So now we're going to come up to a 2-minute cutscene that, again, you can skip by quitting and reloading. And then once I grab this helicopter in about 10 seconds, it's going to be time. Okay. Guards on every side. A helicopter in front of me. What am I going to do? The helicopter bar turns red, a universal sign that it can be parkoured on. And that's time.
GG. Let's get some GGs in chat for BlackbeltGingaNinja.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a 31:57 with loads removed. That is a decent time. Not like top 15 or anything, but, you know, it's good enough for a marathon. I'm happy with that. I know I'm underestimate, so very pleased with that. Well, thank you so much. That's been Any%. You're not done with me yet, though, because I think I have a custom app showcase I can jump right into, unless there's anything to add.
Absolutely. No, please do. I'm so excited for the showcase.
Okay. So why am I even doing a custom app showcase? Well, the reason I'm doing it is because, much like this speedrun timer, there has never been a better time to do custom maps in Mirror's Edge. There is a new tool, and just type this into your YouTube search bar, called the Mirror's Edge Map Manager. The same guy who made this timer has found a way to natively code a exe file, which will find custom maps online, download and automatically install them for you, and then automatically update this custom menu, which another modder in our community named Keku made. And all these custom maps will just automatically fill in. It used to be this whole process of finding them online, downloading them, putting them in a specific folder. None of that. The Mirror's Edge Map Manager does it all for you. Now, what kind of custom maps can you get? I kid you not, there's maybe 200 in the Map Manager. An insane variety, and I'm not just saying, they're not crap. There's 200 quality ones in here. I'm going to start with a map called Faith Flight. I'm not even going to finish this map. I just want to sort of flash it to you to sort of get you. This is probably like, I don't know, the top quartile of maps, certainly, but it is not the best looking map necessarily, but like, I don't know. If I can just get up here, I'm kind of beefing it here. If I get up here, I just get to sort of look at this map. I don't know. If you don't know Mirror's Edge, you might be fooled to think this is in the vanilla game. Like, there's a whole map here. It's about 3 minutes of speedrun. It'll probably take you 20 minutes casually. And it's just as good as the base game. Similarly, I'm going to flash up one more map too and not actually run it before I promise I'll do some speed runs. Because you can import custom assets into the map editor here. So if you've ever had a hankering to play Portal in Mirror's Edge, there is a Portal map. I've actually... Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I've never actually completed this map. It's kind of hard, and I'm not very good at Portal puzzles. But... Oh, gosh. Crushers. I think I need to disable these. And then wait for the Crusher. Okay, great. Okay, 1 second. Maybe I will finish this map, actually. Okay, more Crushers. I'm gonna try to run past all of them. Okay, okay, actually, 1 second. It's going really well. I might actually beat this map for the first time. Blow that up. Yeah, I think that's the end of the map. There you go. See? I'm actually really good at video games. What you did come here to see.
Check. How long do you expect it will take to go through the maps you're planning to showcase? Just so we know exactly how long we have to get that Lies of P incentive.
It's probably 2 minutes for this one and another 5 minutes for the other ones. You probably got 7 minutes, guys, I'd say.
All right, folks, you have 7 minutes. All we need is $35 towards that milestone for Lies of P in order to get that bonus game. Please make it happen while we show off these awesome custom levels.
Okay. So here we go. I'm actually going to do some speedruns now. This is a map called Anti-Gravity. If you've ever played the Mirror's Edge DLC, it's much in the same style as Anti-Gravity. It's using this sort of like trippy, psychedelic, blocky aesthetic. So it's sort of inspired by the Mirror's Edge DLC. This map also has these cool wind tunnel things, which are not in the base game. I have no idea how they were coded. Absolutely crazy. We're going to just do some wall runs here to try to get through this level quickly. This is a time trial. I didn't actually do any time trials in the speed run you just saw because they're sort of a separate part of the game, but I think you guys get the point. It's just a bunch of checkpoints that you have to run through all of them in a specific order. I'll do a little kick glitch here to save some time. I love this map. I think it's probably one of the best maps aesthetically, and it's got this... Ooh. Didn't manage to get the jump at the end there. Let's try that one more time. But I was saying, I think this map is really cool aesthetically, and this like gimmick of the anti-gravity fields is also like absolutely sick. Like, look at this. So cool. Let's go here. Oh, got a little stuck there. And then another one here. Oh, my goodness. I keep getting stuck. Let's try this one more time. Let's make sure we're at max speed so that we actually... Yep, get there. Oh, no.
Just doing your part to give us more time for Lies of P, right?
You're welcome, guys. And let's do it with less speed, actually. I think I need more time in the anti-gravity field. Oh, my goodness. This anti-gravity field is malfunctioning. I swear it was working earlier. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Throwing me for a loop there. Okay. Back on track, back on track. Springboard into a turn jump here. Another anti-gravity field here. I can use a little wall run jump to get a little more height. Another reverse slide here. I love these custom maps, especially this aesthetic. It's just very mesmerizing. Very clean. I don't know if y'all nerds are into how the Unreal engine works. But they used to do a thing called baked lighting. That's why Mirror's Edge looks so freaking good. It's not actually real-time rendering of the lighting. And by baking the lighting, the game can still look good all these years later. So this game, you can see this map definitely has baked lighting. It looks beautiful. And that is a pretty mediocre run of Anti-Gravity. But it's a really cool map, and I'm happy you could see it. Another map that I do have world record in, it's a custom map. It's not very prestigious. Is this map that also uses custom assets called Assassin's Creed. Just to stall for time for a bit, and because I'm going to zoom through the level, I did want to quickly just show off this map. I mean, this is like a fully... I'm not saying it's kind of like a PS1-inspired Assassin's Creed, I would say. Certainly, it's a little bit ramshackle, and it's just a bunch of bricks, but I think it's cool that none of these assets are in the game. They were all just kind of... Or if they are in the game, I've never seen them. They're just sort of imported, and... You can even see that these guys here saying, hey, don't go out of bounds. very cool map that was basically just created for the sake of putting a little time trial in it. So let's actually show you this time trial now. Jump over here. And then over here. We're going to try to cheese the time trial a little bit coming up in a second here. There's a checkpoint that's like just off the lip of a roof. We're going to try to like grab it just barely and then turn. Yep, there we go. Save a bit of time there. Trying to skip the climb animation if possible with those coil jumps. Little optimizations in these time trials matter a lot. And then final checkpoint is just over here. That's Assassin's Creed.
Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. I can show you one more if you want. Or do we want...
That would be great.
Okay.
Folks, this is our last chance. Please make sure to get your donations in for Lies of P. We really need that to happen. Only $35 more to go.
Okay. I showed you a lot of silly little custom maps with silly little assets. There's also custom maps people made that are just sort of reimaginings of the default time trials in the game. This is Convoy 3. In-game, in real life, there's a Convoy 1 and 2, but there is no Convoy 3. So this is a nice little sort of extension almost, like a DLC of the game, which I think is really cool. I'll use this time to also do a little plug for myself. My name is BlackbeltGingaNinja. That's my full Twitch name as well as my name on YouTube. If you like Mirror's Edge speedruns, it's like kind of the only thing I do other than the occasional B-movie game speedrun. And then maybe some scripted content sometime in the future. We'll see. I like video games. I did just post a full Convoy 3 run just maybe a few weeks ago. It's on my YouTube channel if you're into that sort of thing. That's going to be a much faster version of what you're seeing here. Mostly because this barbed wire is an absolute menace, and you loves to get stuck on it. But if I can just get this double kick glitch here, we'll wrap up this Convoy 3 run. And there we go. That's time. So it's really hard to do these high-level custom map runs on a whim. Like I said, you can see optimized runs of all these custom maps I just saw. Either some of them are on my YouTube channel like this one, or if you go to speedrun.com/MECM, Mirror's Edge Custom Maps, all of these custom maps that you're seeing in the Mirror's Edge Map Manager have a corresponding speedrun.com page. So you should definitely go check that out. If you're just a watcher or if you want to be a player of these things, like I said, there's never been a better time to try to get into Mirror's Edge and to try some custom content. I think that's going to be it for me. I've been BBGN, and I think I'll let the host wrap up now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, BlackbeltGingaNinja, for that awesome run of Mirror's Edge and for those time trials. And thank you, chat, for helping us see those time trials. Again, I've never seen any custom content in Mirror's Edge, so I was super stoked to see this. I'll be bringing in another host to relieve me in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, make sure to put in your donations for Lies of P. We only need that little bit to push us over the edge. There are so many of you in chat. If we just had 7 people donate $5, we would hit that incentive right now. And I know we have a little more than 7 people in chat. So please make sure, !donate. Donate to Doodleplex and help us get Lies of P. We'll be right back in a little bit. the rest of the marathon today through to Sunday. We have so many awesome runs still planned for you. Thank you, folks. We'll be bringing in a new host in just a moment. Oh, one more time. I'm told I had a little bit of an audio snafu there. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in to Saving Sarah. Be sure to keep watching. We're going to be bringing you more hosts, more games very, very shortly. This, however, is where I am going to wrap up for the night. Once more, I am Fletch as a Furry, but you can always call me Fletcher. Stay tuned imminently for a new host. And if you can help us with just a few more dollars of donations, we can see lives of peace. So please, ! Donate in chat. Just a few of you donate a few dollars and we will get there. We'll bring you in the new host in just a moment. Thanks, everyone.
Hello, stream friends and Sarah fans. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Rieto, and I'll be hosting for the next period of the next game that's coming up that has been met, and I greatly appreciate you all putting in the money, putting the effort, and putting the shares to your friends to make sure this happens. We are getting our first bonus game, Lies of P by Colonel Fats, which will be a DLC glitchless from the new games to the Overture run. So it's happening. You all made this happen, and thank you so much for making the magic happen with all of us here today at Saving Sarah. But there's a little bit of a side bonus incentive here for you all. So there's going to be a mask bid war due the entire time. Of course, you like to see, you like to control what's on screen here. We have crowd control and stuff like that and everything. Well, this one, you actually get to decide what mask the protagonist will wear throughout the run. This can happen at any time during the run. So if you decide that, hey, that Atone mask ain't looking so good right now, let me go ahead and put on the donkey mask instead. Put in an amount that is going to be over that current Atone mask and you're good to go. Right now, they are all currently set to 0, so a singular dollar lets you select a mask that will be used from the start of the run and will stay on there until it gets overtaken by another mask. So when you're doing the donation, make sure you attach that on there and everything like that so you can be able to select whatever mask you want to roll out with. But seriously, you all, thank you so much for all the effort and time and money that you've been able to put towards Sarah, our friend Doodleplex. It's just been amazing to see the support on this first day, and we have so many more speed runs for you to go. Please stay tuned as we continue to set up for Lies of P, that bonus game that you all have earned. We'll be back shortly. And hello again, stream fans and Sarah fans out there. I want to take some time to talk about some of the donations that were able to push us into the Lies of P bonus game. So we have $25 from Turtle Run that just simply says, hi, and hello to you as well. Thank you so much for your hard work so far this entire day, but also what we're going to be able to see throughout this coming week here. So thank you so much, Turtle Run, for making things run out here. And we also have $10 from Momo, also just putting on just a little less than 3 heart for us out there, and the love is being shared more than ever here on Saving Sarah. Greatly appreciate you all keeping up the love out here. We just want to make sure that we take care of our friends out here in the community. We have a wonderful community member and volunteer extraordinaire, Sarah here, or Doodleplucks as other folks may know. And we just want to make sure that, hey, things come up, things happen. I think we've all kind of been there before at some point in our lives. Housing insecurity does happen. We want to make sure that our friends and good folks out there are able to get into a better place. So you can always type donate into the chat and be able to donate whatever amount you're able to help out with. And hey, along the way, there's also little bid indexes there with the mask for the Eliza P run and also the name for Surge in the Chrono Cross run coming later tonight. And appropriately of everything right now, Geppetto is tied for first along with Plore with Evil Osmorn at the back end there. So please go ahead and donate if you're able to. Donate any amount you're able to, especially for that mask. Even $1 selects that mask, and we will be off to the races here. But that said, thank you all for your patience. We're going to be bringing in some Lies of P action here very, very quickly. So stay tuned, grab your snacks, and get ready because we're going to see one heck of a DLC run here from Colonel Fat. Take it away, friends.